Hello everyone! Today we are discussing an issue that may be hitting closer to home than we'd like: dopamine addiction due to excessive mobile phone use. We are going to explore the steps you can take to detoxify from it, but first, let's understand what this really means. Dopamine is often called a feel-good neurotransmitter. For happiness and healthy sense of drive, dopamine needs to be balanced. Surplus or lack of it can cause problems. For example, too much dopamine has been associated with excitement, obsession or compulsions, psychosis, and violence. Too little dopamine can cause depression, low motivation, apathy, boredom, Parkinson's disease, impulsivity, sugar cravings, thrill-seeking, and conflict-seeking behavior. Dopamine is released when we eat tasty food, exercise, or even when we get a notification on our phone. In essence, dopamine signals pleasure and reward to our brains, encouraging us to repeat certain actions. We start to rely on our mobiles for our dopamine fix, craving the buzz from each notification. It can disrupt our focus, distort our perception of time, and even affect our mental health. If you find yourself constantly reaching for your phone, mindlessly scrolling through apps, feeling anxious when you can't check it, this could mean it's time for a dopamine detox. So, which are symptoms associated with high levels of dopamine? First of all, it's mania. An individual may go through phases of mania which may involve high energy, reduced need for sleep, euphoria, impulsivity, and grandiose thinking. Second, you feel suspicious or paranoid. If you feel a mistrust or doubt about someone's intentions, honesty, or actions, and these feelings become excessive, pervasive, or are not grounded in reality, it's a worrying sign that shouldn't be neglected. Third, hyperactivity. This could manifest as both physical and mental overactivity. Having difficulty sitting still, talking a lot and interrupting others, acting without thinking about the consequences, struggling with tasks that require quiet and focused attention, all these are signs of high dopamine. Next is increased aggression. If you are prone to yelling, arguing, physical aggression, such feelings as anger, resentment, lack of patience, it means that your level of aggression is beyond normal. Another sign is addiction. Dopamine plays a key role in the brain's reward system. Overactivity of this system has been linked to addiction to drugs, alcohol, and certain behaviors like gambling. The last sign is having tics and involuntary movements. Conditions such as Tourette syndrome and certain types of dystonia, which are characterized by involuntary movements and vocalizations, have been linked to dopamine dysregulation. Overcoming dopamine addiction isn't about eliminating dopamine, which is a vital neurotransmitter, but about resetting our brain to respond to more natural sources of stimulation. So, how can we do this? First step to make is to reduce anything that can potentially be addictive, such as alcohol, caffeine, stimulant drugs, nicotine, sugar, shopping, eating, social media, or thrill-seeking behavior. This can be a significant first step in managing elevated dopamine levels. Second step is awareness. This is more than just acknowledging that you use your phone a lot. It's about consciously noting how often you reach for your device, how long you spend on it, and importantly, how you feel when you use it and when you don't. A great tool here is a journal. Documenting your habits can shed light on patterns that you might be overlooking. Recognize your behavior patterns. Do you reach for your phone first thing in the morning? Do you check it every few minutes? Being aware is an important step towards change. Step 3 is digital detox. Limit your screen time and disconnect from your devices for a set period each day. This break can reduce a reliance on your mobile phone for dopamine. Start by allocating specific periods for phone-free time. This might be during meals, before bed, or perhaps even setting aside a full day at weekend where you disconnect. You might feel restless at first, but this is a part of the detoxing process. To make this easier, consider using Do Not Disturb mode, or even leaving your phone in another room. Step 4 is finding healthy alternatives. Engage in activities that don't involve screens. It could be physical exercise, cooking, reading, or spending time in nature. These activities not only offer a dopamine boost, but they also provide a fuller, more holistic kind of satisfaction. Step 5. Regular exercise. Regular exercise helps maintain a healthy balance of all neurotransmitters, including dopamine. Too much of any neurotransmitter, including dopamine, can cause problems, so overall balance is key. physical activity can reduce anxiety and stress, both of which can potentially exacerbate dopamine-related issues. Apart from that, it improves sleep patterns, which is essential for reducing dopamine level. Step 6 is following low dopamine diet. It is important to know that foods themselves do not contain dopamine, but they do contain amino acids, vitamins, and minerals that are used by your body to produce dopamine. If you want to moderate dopamine production, you might consider decreasing your intake of foods that are rich in the precursors necessary for dopamine synthesis, namely the amino acid tyrosine and its precursor phenylalanine. Foods rich in tyrosine and phenylalanine include: first, protein-rich foods, such as lean meats, dairy products, and soy products. Second, fruits and vegetables, particularly bananas and avocados. Then, nuts and seeds. Almonds, peanuts, sesame seeds, and pumpkin seeds are high in phenylalanine. And whole grains like oats and wheat germ. Additionally, some people choose to limit their intake of added sugars and refined carbs, as these can lead to quick, significant spikes in dopamine. Over time, these spikes may disrupt your natural dopamine balance. Remember, the goal isn't to eliminate dopamine, but to diversify its sources. By expanding the ways we find enjoyment and satisfaction, we create a more balanced and healthy relationship with dopamine. It's crucial to know this process takes time. Our brains have learned patterns over years, so rewiring won't happen overnight. Show yourself patience and kindness as you navigate this path. Celebrate small victories, like first hour then day you spent without mindlessly checking your phone. To wrap up, dopamine addiction from excessive mobile use is an issue many of us face. The detoxification process requires self-awareness and digital detox and finding healthy alternatives. The road might be challenging at first, but remember, every step you take brings you closer to a healthier and more balanced life. Thank you for joining me today. Until next time, take care and remember to put your well-being first.